For decades, literally, the city of Philadelphia had a very low collection rate on real estate taxes, and people just kind of inherently knew if you had other bills to pay, don't worry about your property taxes. That changed dramatically starting in 2009 when the recession hit. The city really increased its tax collection efforts and specifically looked at property taxes and discovered there is $500 million of outstanding property taxes with penalties and interest added on that are due. We need to start going after people, and the comptroller Alan Butkovich talked about a culture of non-compliance, and the Mayor Nutter announced that he wanted to up the number of foreclosures from 300 a month to 600 a month. In Philadelphia, the city has to file what's called a petition, and then they have to tack it onto the house and mail it to you. And if you don't respond to it within 15 days, they can take judgment against you. And that is a fixing basically of the amount of the taxes owed. And that order essentially acts as permission to sell the house. The city can then schedule that house for a sheriff's sale. Mm-hmm. They have to publish notice of the sale in at least 2 newspapers of record, and then they will schedule it usually 3 months out, and there will be a scheduled auction at which the house will literally be put up for sale. So let's have a formalized, standardized, systematized way of putting homeowners into payment agreements. And that's what this small ordinance set up, is the idea that you can put in your application, and based on your income, we will give you one of 4 tiers for a payment plan, and that will be a percentage of your income that goes towards your delinquency, and you must maintain your current taxes. Getting into a payment agreement is just a good idea flat out because it will stop the sale of your house. So the number one reason to get into a payment agreement is, okay, we will not move forward with this. We will not sell your house at a sheriff's sale. You can get into a payment plan before the petition is filed, once it's filed, or even after judgment. The only time it's really too late is once the house has been sold at sheriff's sale. A bankruptcy, what we're talking about here is a Chapter 13 bankruptcy, and that is essentially a situation where you go to court and say to a judge, I want to put a hold on everything in my life, all my finances, and I want to come up with a 5-year plan to deal with everything. Maybe that involves paying off the mortgage, maybe that involves paying off a car note. If you have taxes, it could be a 5-year plan to pay your taxes. If you do that before a judgment is entered or before a sheriff's sale, then there can't be a judgment entered or sheriff's sale. One of the most powerful things about bankruptcy is it literally freezes any legal action in place. So the city can't take a judgment against you. Or if they already have their judgment, they cannot schedule you for sheriff's sale. Taxes in Pennsylvania are a little different. You have a 9-month right of redemption where if you can come up with the full amount due, and that's every penny owed, plus 10% interest towards the person who may have bought your house, you have the right to buy your house back. The idea of a motion to set aside is that you are all the way through the system. Judgment has been entered against you, sheriff's sale has been held, you've lost the house, and you don't have the money to redeem. So you go before a judge and simply say, Your Honor, a horrible miscarriage of justice has happened here. Judges do not like to set aside sales. Their view is usually, you've been through a whole legal process. Where have you been? Why are you coming to me now? Unless something really egregious has happened, they're not going to do it.